So question number 1 in exam 1. And I have to, on the imported information worksheet, so I'll go into that. I have the questions here. Import the data from the equipment details comma delimited text file. Okay, use the first row of the data source as headers. So I have to go into the data tab and I'm going to import from a text or CSV file. So this is a text file, so I'll select the text file, double click on the file I want, and now it's going to load the Power Editor and show me what the file is going to look like when I import it. Well, I don't want column 1, 2, 3 or 4 here because it tells me that the first row of the data is our headers for this particular file. So what I have to do is go into the Edit option. And the Edit option now allows me to specify here that I want the first row as headers. And you can see that those column names have disappeared and the first row of the data is now headers. It also tells me that I want to import it into the existing worksheet, the imported information worksheet. So when I click on this pull down menu here, I have the option to close and load to. So now I can specify where I want it to be. So I want it as a table, but I want it into the existing worksheet. The question doesn't specify where in the existing worksheet, but I put it into cell A1, so we start at the first cell in the spreadsheet. And when I press OK, we should get that data being imported. And indeed, here we have the table with the data imported quite cleanly and quite correctly. So that's question number 1. Question number 2. On the Caribbean student numbers worksheet, okay, gosh, I wish I had students in the Caribbean that I could go and visit at the moment, but I can't. Convert the data from A4 to G12. So A4 down to G12. I want to convert that into a table. So I've selected it and I'll go into Insert, and this time I'll select Table. And I'm asked, has it got headers? Well, it has in the first row, so I make sure that this box here has been checked. And now I'll press OK. And this is now a table. So when I click on it, you can see that the table tool comes up, but I want to name this because I'm told to name it as students. So if I go into the table name here and type students and press return. Now wherever I am in this worksheet, if I click on the name box in the pull down, select students, you can see it automatically selects that table. That's task number 2. Task number 3. In cell H5 of the Caribbean student numbers worksheet, so cell H5, insert a column sparkline to compare the student numbers from 2019 to 2024. So I want to insert, and it says a column sparkline. Well, here's my column sparkline. And it's asking me what data range I want to use. Well, I want to use the data from 2019 to 2024. And where do I want to put it? Well, I want to put it into H5. So I press OK. And there's my column sparkline. It says autofill the sparkline from H6 to H12. So that's a standard autofill. And there are the column sparklines. Task number 4. Apply the light green sparkline style accent 6 lighter 40 style to the column sparkline. So I have to apply a style, and up here you can see we have a pull down menu with all the styles that we have. Now the one that I'm looking for, it may take me a little time to find it. Light green. Well, let's see. Well, here's light green. Sparkline style accent 6. Yes, that 40%. So as you hover over each one, it gives you the name. So that's the one that I am being told to give, and I'll select it. That changes the look of the sparklines. Question number 5. Insert a table column to the right of the 2024 column. So if I go into the 2024 column, I want to insert a row. When I right click, I have the option to insert. I'm told to put in a table column. Remember, this isn't a column in the total spreadsheet. It only relates to the table. So a table column to the right. And there's my column. And it says call it performance. So I'll change that to performance. And I'll double click on this intersection to widen it so that performance is displayed. So task number 6. I've created an appropriate formula remember, in the exam, you won't be told what form you've got to use. You have to know which one to use. And this one asked me to check the total student numbers from 2019 to 24 and display excellent if that total exceeds 2,000. Otherwise, the cell should be left blank. Well, obviously, I'm checking a condition here. So I'm going to use an if statement. Now, you can either use the insert function option on the formulas tab, or if you know this well enough, you can just type the function in. So if, what's the logical test? Well, the sum of the numbers from 2019 to 2024 greater than 2,000 is the test. And if that's true, I want excellent to be displayed. Otherwise, I want the cell to be blank. A blank is indicated by 2 inverted commas. And now I close the bracket, press enter, and you can see that only 3 of these rows get excellent. These ones don't, because they obviously don't exceed 2,000. Now the other option to use is to go into the insert function and then select it here by putting in the conditions here and putting in the value of true and the value of false here. So that's the other way to do it. So it depends on how comfortable you are with the particular formula. But if you want to save time, just type it in and make it work. And that is exam 1, project 1 complete.